Hello, today we're going to look at using Microsoft Word 2010, just a brief overview of all the different menus. Now, if you don't have some text, if you're my students, you need to look on Moodle and click on the Word assignment text under Tuesday. Otherwise, just grab some text, type something in, grab something online, whatever. Either way, if you've downloaded something, you'll have to click Enable Editing because it came from online. And this gives us all our options. Typically, it's going to be on Home, and this is what's called the ribbon. Alright, so these are different tabs, and these are the ribbons. So instead of saying menus and dialog boxes or whatever you want to say, it's all under here now. It's more visual. Alright, so anyways, so I guess we'll just kind of go through it. Now, one thing I do want to show you with paste is if you grab something from online, you can go to paste and go to paste special. And what this does is unformatted text. When you bring something in and you don't want any of the HTML coding with it or whatever else, you can do that unformatted text, and that's how that works. Alright, if you click on File, this gives us all the options you would normally see under File. To print or save as. You can click on it and do all that. Now, we're not going to really get into that right now. Typically save as and print, that's what most people are doing. But okay, let's try a few things. So let's say this is our title, so let's make this larger. I'm going to go with Arial, or let's try this for Dana, alright? And I'll make the size 30 or something like that. Okay, that's alright, but since Word has actually gone to the next level pretty much when it comes to the graphics, so let's highlight this, and I'm going to make it bold, alright, and there's italicized and underlined. But right here they have text effects, which is pretty cool. So it's almost like word art in a way, so it's kind of fancy. So let's pick this orange one. You can kind of see it's got this gradient on the letters, real nice. And what I like even better is now they have like outline. You can control the outline, the shadow. So let's choose the shadow to be left, and so you can kind of see a drop shadow under it. And what's really cool, I think, is reflection. Now they actually you can choose reflection. Let's try this tight reflection. That's touching. Look, it looks like it's sitting on glass or something. That's pretty cool. Or maybe we could try, let's do a reflection. Probably the not touching is a better effect in my opinion. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So go ahead and pick a color that you like. Don't spend too long on it. But every time you change it though, it does want to bring it back. So if that's the case, I'm just going to hit Control Z to undo that, and it goes back to there. Alright, pretty fun. Pretty cool. And what I can do is, let's say well, maybe all these headings should be a certain font or size or whatever else. So you can go in there and mess around with things. Again, I'm going to do Verdana. Now, if I want to make everything Verdana, one thing I can do is I can do Control A, which is select all, and choose my font. I'm going to do Verdana. And that selects everything, so that's kind of cool. But let's say I want to underline this one. You can just highlight it and click this little button here to underline it. Or if you're old school, Control U, and that'll underline it as well. So that's actually probably a little quicker because you don't have to go up to that button each and every time. So there we go. Or I can again click right there. So cool. Let's look at bullet points. Alright, so that's all my font stuff. Right there it says font. That's all my font stuff. Let's look at paragraph stuff. So let's highlight this first paragraph, and there should be line spacings right here. Let's say 1.5. Alright, you can see how it spaces those things out. And right now I don't like the size of the text, so I could do, highlight from here on down. I could just drag my mouse, and let's go with size 10 instead. There we go. And let's try bullet points out now. So right here I have a list of council members, right? So I'm going to highlight this, highlight these 3 lines, and I'm going to press the bullet point. You can see they shuffle right in, and I can do the same down here, hit bullet points. Now, maybe these down here I want to be different though, so I could drop this down and choose a different bullet point, or I could choose numbers or whatever else. So maybe let's try that. So I'm going to go with let's go bullet points, and I'm going to just choose a different one. Do little squares instead. Alright, you can even change the size of that, but I'm not going to get into it for now. And maybe for council members, I can also do things like this. I can do fill color or shading. So I'm going to just put like a light blue, and then for members, I'm going to choose, maybe I'll do a light green. Okay, so that's kind of nice looking. Alright, cool. Let's move on. Oh, I do want to show you, like, let's say you wanted the staff advisor to be shoved in a little farther, a line. You can choose this. This is increase indent or decrease. So I'm going to increase that one. Alright, just to show you the difference. Alright, cool. And then you have also styles of text. So let's say I'm going to take this line right here, and I could go through and choose different styles. That's kind of cool. Alright, so I'm going to go with that. Maybe it's a little big, but I can still take that style and bump it down some. So maybe like 18. And you know, I'm going to go back to this text and change the color. I just don't like that it's not uniform with everything else. So go ahead and choose one that you want. But make sure you, you know, if you want to keep it with your reflection, go to reflection and choose one of those. Okay? Alright, so there. Alright, and you can also change styles. So let's say I had this highlighted. Go to change styles. You can change the colors and the fonts and whatever else. You know, there's style sets. So let's go fancy. Oh, that's very fancy. Not really. I can hit Control Z to undo that. Yeah, so alright, let's go to the next thing though. Okay, so that was the home ribbon. It's all of this stuff. Oh, I should also show you, if you go to find, you can find different things in the page. So also you could hit Control F. So let's say I wanted to find someone, well, it's me, Raymond, really quickly. I could type in R-E-H-M-A-N-N, and I could find the two places it shows up, which is right here on the side. So let's say I wanted to do find and replace. So I could close this out, and here's replace. So maybe I want to find Raymond and replace that with Mr. Well, it's going to find Raymond and change it to Cool. So now it's going to say Mr. Cool. And I can do replace all. And it says, hey, we did it in two different places. Cool. Alright, now I'm going to hit close. So if I look down here, staff advisor, Mr. Brian Cool. Alright, cool. and then select. Select all. Like I just hit Control A to do that. Okay, on to the next thing. Insert. And right here we have like cover page. This is pages. We're not going to mess with that. And tables, illustrations, and you know, pretty much same stuff. Like I can go to insert a picture, and it wants me to find it on the computer somewhere. So I could download something and put it in there. They also have shapes. We know how to do clip art and pictures pretty much. Let's look at shapes here for a second. I just want to show you. Let's say I picked an arrow. I don't know, you can find one that you like, I guess, but I just want to show you. Like, let's say I grabbed an arrow here. See, it lets you just kind of draw it however you want. So maybe I'll make this look like it's a logo almost, and I could put it in there, and then what I can do is brings up this drawing tool right here. So maybe I'll take this object here, and I gotta grab it by the green dot, and I can kind of rotate it, and then maybe I could have it go from the C and then kind of point down to why it was created, right? Or I don't know, I'm trying to think how I want this to look really. Maybe I should, you can decide how you want yours to look. Maybe I'll go like this here, and maybe I could bump this over, and you can just kind of tab that in. There we go. And this auto format thing comes up, you can just hit stop, setting indent, tabs, and backspace. I'll just get rid of that stuff. Alright, so there we go. Let's go back to insert. So that's shapes, and it's pretty cool. It's nice drawing stuff. They have this smart art now, and it's pretty cool stuff. I'm not gonna get into it, just realize it's there. It's pretty cool because like you can set up these charts and whatever else, so it's fun. Alright, and then they do screenshot. So if it says insert a picture for a program, not minimizing the taskbar. So I could bring up a different program, hit screenshot, and then you know it'll copy that basically. Alright, so that's illustrations, tables, and pages. Then you do links. Let's say I want to link this PWSTC. So I'm going to highlight that. I hit hyperlink, or for you cool people, hit Control K, and it lets you hyperlink it. So I'm going to have this go to www.pwstc.org, and right now it's an existing file or web page, which it is, and it's just going to go right to this. And when I hit OK, and you could have it go to email address or whatever else, I hit OK, and then it'll be underlined like this. Okay. So now if somebody opens this, they can click on it, but it says if you actually want to open it, you have to hold down Control and then click it, and it'll actually go to that web page. Now right now it's going to bring up Firefox or Internet Explorer, whatever your default browser is, but that way it should bring it up. So that's pretty cool. Alright, and bookmarks, we're not really going to get into that. I do want to show you header footer, so I'm going to press header here, and let's do annual. Alright, I'm going to click that and type the document title, and I'm just going to type in PWSTC assignment or PWSTC report, and then the year. So right now I could do 2012. Alright, and then I'm going to close header and footer, and that's just going to it's always going to stay up there. So if I go to the next page, it's also there too. So it's different than just putting it in one spot. Or like, let's say, see, I can double click to get back up there, or I can go back to my insert, header, and I can go back to edit header. I can do that as well. So right now here's year, but you could also choose the date or whatever else. So yeah, that's about it though. And you could also do like page number. Like I could put the page number at the top of the page, and so right there is a little 1, but if I go down at the bottom, then it says 2 right here. I don't really want that. I'm going to do Control Z to undo that and close it out. Okay. Back to insert, header, footer, page number, all that good stuff. Let's do a text box. So I'm going to drop it down to here, and I'm going to make a text box. And they have lots of different options, but I'll just do a simple text box, and it brings it up here. And you can just kind of drag it down, kind of wiggle its way down to the bottom. All right. And I'm just going to put it right there. All right. So I could draw whatever I want, test box, and drag it to whatever size you need. And when I click on the edge of that box like this, you'll see this drawing tool thing comes up, and I can click on that, and it gives me all the options. So maybe I want to fill this. So again, I'm going to kind of fill it with like a light blue, and shape effects. Ooh, we can drop a shadow on it. Let's do that. Show shadowy, and we could also make it glow or reflect or give it a bevel. Ooh, that makes it 3D looking. Let's do that. That's fun. It's like a little text box that's raised up, and you can mess with this a little bit, but I won't spend too much time. Ooh, look at this one. Wow, those are really snazzy looking, but they're not really helping us design something. But anyways, there you go. And then I can still make changes to that text inside there. I can change the size of it, whatever else, and they have all these other options. Try them out if you want, not a big deal. One thing I do want to show you though is you can also just right click on the edge here, and you can go to, it has all the options basically that are up here on this ribbon are also pretty much right in here. I can go to format shape, and it brings up a lot of those same options. Okay, maybe I want to make it somewhat transparent. So I could go to like 52% or whatever, hit OK, so that way if it's, let's say it's on top of something, I can see right through it, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna leave it right up here. Alright, and I don't want to go too much farther. I did miss out on word art, which is right here. Just realize it's very similar to the old one. You choose whatever you want, and then you can call it hello world, and it's very similar to what you saw in 2007 and in 2003 even. You can click the box, and then it brings up all of the same options we kind of saw before. Alright, and so let's go back to insert. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They have date and time as well. You can check that out. They have also quick parts. Let's not worry about that. Explore it if you'd like. Don't worry, you can't break it. You can always hit Control Z to undo. And undo and redo are up here now instead. So if I want to go back, I could just, hit this over and over and over, or I could redo all the things I just did as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, page layout, references, and all this other stuff we'll go over in probably the next video. Okay, so stay tuned for that.